Hello everyone, Kate here for part 9 of my 100 life-softening books series. I hope that you are enjoying this, and the first one that I want to tell you about is by Mary Stewart, an author who one of her books was bound to end up on this list, and that book is Thorny Hold. So Mary Stewart writes romantic suspense books, and some of them I would say don't feel life-softening, but Thorny Hold I think maybe possibly feels the most life-softening. Rose Cottage also does, but I was a bit underwhelmed by the plot, and that I enjoyed it definitely, but when I got to Thorny Hold I thought, okay, yes, this is what I love. And our main character, whose name of course escapes me, that's going to be I feel like a running theme in this series, but she has recently moved to a cottage that her family formerly owned, and there is a rumor in the town that her mother was a witch. So there's kind of this I think would make a great autumn read because of the kind of worries about witchcraft in the town. And you get to see her kind of get to know different people in the community and try to prove to them, like, no, I am normal, it's okay, you can accept me as a part of the community. And it's just written in a way that's only Mary Stewart can do. Just if you haven't tried her romantic suspense books, I highly, highly recommend them. And then the next one by Dorothy L. Sayers, my favorite Dorothy Sayers book is Strong Poison. And this is at the point in the series where Lord Peter Wimsey meets the woman of his dreams, Harriet Vane. But there is one problem, and that is that she is on trial for murder. So he has to figure out how to defend, he has to figure out, who actually did kill them. Was it Harriet Vane? Wasn't it her? Because he's falling in love with her. And so I think he would like to clear her name. And it's just got such a sparkling kind of atmosphere to it. It is so lively and dynamic, and the way that it's told, it's just a delicious, delicious book. And I love the romance mixed with mystery that is in there. Then My Life in France by Julia Child. This is her memoir about her time living in France, and it's just told with such deep love and gratitude for the different things that she got to experience in her life and in the time that she lived in France. And also is just a love letter to French food and how she fell completely in love with it, about what an arduous task it was to write Mastering the Art of French Cooking, volumes 1 and 2. And some really funny anecdotes. It's got her love story in there. It's just all together a lovely, lovely nonfiction. The next one is the Her Royal Spyness series by Rhys Bowen. This is another that I would put into the sparkling book category, where it's just incredibly lively. Georgiana Rannoch is of title but has no money, and so she has to pick up odd jobs to just put food on the table, and she ends up happening upon a dead body wherever she goes. And there's also some romance in there where will they, won't they? You're really agonizing over that. And it's just written in such a lively way. And it's got a lot of humor in there. It has very much a P.G. Wodehouse kind of feel to it. So really enjoy that one. Then the next one is another mystery series, and that is the Grandchester Mysteries series by James Runcie. This to me is a very gentle mystery series. And part of it is that the plots, it's got kind of, what am I trying to say? Vignette mysteries. And then within the vignettes, then there's an overarching plot of things happening in Sydney Chambers' personal life. If you have watched the TV series and were put off by all of the drama, please try the books. They are so, so much better than the TV series. And the character of Amanda, they really sold her short. She's so much more interesting than in the TV series. And I really appreciate the very much kind of philosophical feel of looking back and kind of the ethical dilemmas that Sydney Chambers goes through. It's got trying to answer the bigger questions of life. It's a really special, unique series. So I can't recommend it enough. Then the next one is Big Change of Pace, some Amish fiction, and that is the Abrams Daughters series by Beverly Lewis. This is one dramatic twist after another. So you're following, these 5 daughters of Abram and their little life. You get to see all of the details about what they're sowing, what they're cooking, what they're baking, the different crops that are being planted on the farm, the different events that are happening within the Amish community. It's just glorious. So if you want some drama, it's basically like an Amish soap opera. It is not, what do I want to say? It's not going to be the most memorable of writing, but if you just want something that is just like, I need to consume a book that I will just be gripped by and I won't be able to put down, Abrams Daughters is a great series to try. Then Mrs. Arris Goes to Paris by Paul Gallico. And I know someone's going to comment, have you seen the new movie? Yes, I've seen the new movie, but I do prefer the Angela Lansbury original over it. It just stays more faithful to the book. And there's always going to be added drama when there's a newer film adaptation. So in case you are not familiar, Mrs. Arris Goes to Paris is all about a woman who, she's a char lady, and she sees this Dior dress in one of the houses of her clients. And it's just, she falls completely in love with it upon seeing it and just knows she has to own a Dior dress. And then it is her quest to try to own the Dior dress. She scrimps and saves, does not, spend any extra cent that she doesn't have to until she gets this Dior dress. And then she travels to Paris to buy the dress and makes friends there. And it's told so charmingly. And I love a story that has an older lady as the main character. I've also read Mrs. Arris Goes to New York, and I really enjoyed that one. There's also Mrs. Arris Goes to Parliament and Mrs. Arris Goes to Moscow. So I'm hoping to, sooner rather than later, read the next books in that series. Then The Three Brides by Charlotte Mary Yonge. This is another Charlotte Mary Yonge that I love and adore. All about an ailing mother who has 3 sons who are newly married, and they are going to come live at their house, live at the house with their mother, with their new brides. So you can guess there's going to be some kind of complicated family politics happening with these 3 very different women married to 3 very different men, and all living in a house together. And I love getting to know each 3 brides individually, seeing how different they are and seeing the personal growth that each character has. I feel like no character is neglected. You get to see them all equally. You get to know them, and you get to see the ways that they're all attaining virtue in their lives. And it's told really, really beautifully. So an excellent Charlotte Mary Yonge to read. And then the next one, a fairy tale retelling that I love so much, and that is The Goose Girl. This is by Shannon Hale. And I think what I love about this so much is how unpredictable the plot felt to me the first time I read it. And then I reread it and I still loved it. So I think this year I would like to revisit it again. I just really love it so much. It's all about Annie, who has this special connection to geese. She's able to communicate with them, which is a very unusual ability to have, right? Even in fairy tales. And then there is a big journey that she has to go on. And then she has to go into hiding for certain reasons that I won't go into. So really enjoyable. I love the very organic nature of the romance in this. Also, it's very, very sweet and just done in such a lovely way. And let's see, then the last one for this video is Lady Fortescue Steps Out. This is the first in a series by MC Beaton, where there are several characters that are genteel poor. I think it's the Victorian era. And they decide to open an inn together. And just that concept alone, like, I knew I was really going to enjoy this book. I will say there is a little bit of spicy content, not more than I'm comfortable with, but don't listen to it around small children. But it is just lovely getting to see the ins and outs of opening an inn, what it's like, and getting to see, there's a lot of humor in this story, and misunderstandings, and it's just full of fun. I love that MC Beaton, she doesn't take herself too seriously, and her stories are always full of fun. So I definitely recommend Lady Fortescue Steps Out, and I hope to read more in the series. So that is that list of 10. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope that you are enjoying this series, and I will be back with another video soon. Bye!